Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday morning. I had to think about that for a second. Welcome to Tuesday morning. My name is Kat, and I will be guiding you through your practice for today. Like always, grabbing some blocks or getting creative. Water bottles, any kind of boxes can also help just to make the ground a little bit higher. Like always, I encourage you to just listen to your body, to take ownership of the way that you feel when you're in these postures. The point of yoga is that we start to dive deeper into this connective tissue and this connection that we have with our breath. And it's the biggest and longest journey that we have, is this journey of discovery. And so I encourage you to just breathe and listen and pull back or push forward. So let's get into a comfortable position, whether you're lying down on your back or you're seated. Just find a place that feels good for you today. And as you settle, you might right away just close your eyes, or you might even let your eyes stay open for a second before you settle into stillness. And I want you to notice what it is that I'm going to use this word, tolerate. So if sensations feel uncomfortable, don't be afraid to shift and adjust. And then whenever you feel comfortable, you can let the eyes close if they're not already. And I want you just to create space, to create softening from within the body. And whatever that translation is for you, however you kind of metabolize that, I want you to allow it to be. I want you to notice what it feels like for you to just be you for today. What it feels like for you to breathe and to be. You might hone in on your breath, feeling the rise and fall of the belly, the ebb and flow of sensation. Maybe allowing for your mind's eye to just scan the contours of your body. And just going in on any level that needs a little bit more softening, a little bit more attention. And just giving permission to explore the body or even explore the breath. Maybe the breath feels high, or maybe the breath feels low and generous and deep. And without any kind of forcefulness, I want to encourage you to lengthen the breath. Notice the way the belly rises and falls. or even the way that the fabric shifts against the belly. Noticing the way that the body moves and adjusts. And as you're focusing in on your breath, you might start to notice any tension creeping back into the body. And the tension could come back in a physical way, or the tension might be that vortexing thoughts. The monkey mind comes in, and the practice here is that we come back to the here and now. So be ready and give permission to be here now. Give yourself 2 more breaths. And if you are lying down on your back, I encourage you to start to draw those knees into the chest. We're going to gently all come up into a seated position, so you can take whatever space you need. And if you already are up in a seated position, you might just let the head pendulum side to side. Or you might start to roll the neck. And as you come up to seated, you can join in that as well. Maybe the eyes stay closed as you just explore any kind of tension in the neck, the head, the shoulders, the jaw. And let it be a little bit more free form. We have enough within our day when there's things that we have to do, quote unquote. So this is the time that you get to just move for you. In fact, this whole practice is for you. So what is it that you need for today? And you can even let the body start to get a little bit bigger, maybe tick-tocking the torso side to side, or even twisting. And it doesn't have to, we can take away that idea of perfection. We can even take away that idea of form and just come into presence. Maybe you extend the arms forward, see what that feels like. Or up to the sky. Maybe when you're up to the sky, you tick-tock back and forth. You can even play around with circling out the wrists. And maybe as we're moving and expressing and playing, you might even think about something that brings you joy. For me, I love this season. Joy for me was waking up and hearing the birds outside of my window. It could be similar for you too, or it could be something else. Give yourself about 4 more breaths. And even if you tried to do something now that we've maybe offered a little bit of blood flow, you might come back and touch certain body parts, the neck, the head, the shoulders, and give yourself 1 more breath. Bring your hands onto your knees. We're going to let that torso rock over to the right, forward, to the left, and circle back and around. So to the right, forward, left, and circle back and around one more time, just for fun skis. And then when you're ready, we can go in the opposite direction. And again, you can be as expressive with it or stay as tight and compact. And we'll come into center and just roll those shoulders back and around. Lift them up to the ears. Inhale, circle them back and around on your exhale. And personally, as I roll my shoulders around, I'm also letting my head go from side to side, especially as those shoulders roll back. You can get a lot of opening within the neck. And just one more time. And then we're going to take our hands and we're going to bring our hands back and let our knees lift up. Take a deep breath in right here, and you can open up the feet a little bit wider, and then just drop your knees over to the right side. And it's okay if that left hip lifts. You can go up as high as it feels comfortable for you. On your inhale, lift them up, and then just drop them over to the opposite side. On your inhale, lift them up. Exhale, swivel those knees. Inhale, lift up, and exhale over towards the opposite side. And coming into center, extending those legs, getting them nice and long, coming into this straddle-like position. Roll the shoulders down and back, and you can offer as much bend of the knees as you need to. Take a deep breath in, crown of the head lifts up. And on your exhale, just test the waters of what it feels like for the hands to come forward. Once they've gotten to a place, that hinging forward position, I want to encourage you to do a little bit of swaying. So that little bit of movement side to side. So as I sway to the left, my left knee has a little bit of a generous bend. To the right knee bends. And that way, you're never forcing a stretch. You're offering just a little bit of movement in here. A little bit of opening within those hips, especially as we sleep. We sometimes remain pretty tight in a position. Who knows what we do when we're unconscious? And then we'll lift back up. We're going to then bring the soles of our feet together and let those knees splay open. And our hands are going to go behind the back. I want you to lean back into the hands and press the chest straight up to the sky. Take a deep breath in here. Even wiggle your toes. See what that feels like. And out through the nose. And then coming into center, we're going to cross our ankles, if that's okay, and we're going to come forward into our tabletop position. If it doesn't feel good to cross those ankles, we'll come up into tabletop by windshield wipering the feet off to the side. Once we're in tabletop, I want you to spread those fingers open wide, tent the fingers or fist the hands, whatever feels best for you. And we'll find just a few cats and cows, lifting the tailbone, opening up the chest, even wiggling, exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lifting the tailbone, opening up the chest, and exhale to round. And just 2 more times. Finding your opening, your movement, and exhale to round. Inhale to a neutral position, taking that right foot and stepping it to the back of your mat. And then we did this last time. We're just going to shift forwards and backwards a few times. Notice what that feels like on the wrists, on the extended right leg. And then we're going to come into center and drop the right heel to the left side, coming into our modified side plank. So we're opening up that right hand. We're pressing our hips up towards the ceiling, taking a deep breath in and circling out the right wrist. On your exhale, release the hand down. Drop that right knee down. And then we'll step that left foot back. And again, digging the toe into the earth, shifting forwards, backwards, circling out the neck if you need to. Just listening to the body. And then when you're ready, dropping the left heel to the right and lifting up the left hand, circling out the wrist, noticing difference of right to left sides. How do we manage the two sides? Lots of comparison comes in. Take away the expectation, release left hand down, release left knee down. Walk your hands one handprint forward and start to circle out the hips, the ribs, the shoulders. Find as much movement as it feels comfortable for you or as little as the body calls for. Just listening to your own breath. Going in the opposite direction a few times. And then when you're ready, dropping those hips down towards the heels, coming into child's pose. Now you might offer your hands as a pillow underneath the head or a block. You can bend those elbows as much as you need or keep them totally extended. We listen to our own inner voice. We listen to what it needs for today. Maybe today it needs a lot of compassion and love. Maybe it needs to dive deeper. The choice becomes yours. Know that child's pose is always here for you if you need it, for just a moment to pause, to breathe, to be. And I want you just to notice what brought you here today. What brought you to the mat? Time with ourselves is never wasted. Time is the most precious commodity we have on this earth. In this lifetime, all we have is our time. And spending it with yourself is a beautiful gift. Take a deep breath in and out. May you have a fabulous practice, my friends. Inhale, pressing those hands into the ground. We're going to roll up, tabletop position. Now we are going to tuck those toes and press those hips back and up. Coming into your downward facing dog, start to pedal through the feet. Just shaking out the head yes and no. Maybe even playing with what it feels like to bend those knees a lot, to lift those heels up really high. Listening to our bodies. We place so much and ask so much of our bodies. So what fuels and replenishes our body, our mind, our soul? See if you can bend those knees a little bit more. Lift the tailbone higher up to the sky. Take one more deep breath in and out. We're going to take that right leg, lift it up towards the sky, and step it towards the front of our mat. Releasing the left knee down to the ground. And using our hands so they're framing that front leg. Take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, let the hips hinge back. We're going to do a little movement out of it or not. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, press back. And one more time. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Pause in the back. And See if you can draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Take a deep breath in and out. Now on your inhale, we're gonna shift forward, bending into that right knee. Hands can come on top of the thigh, on top of that right thigh. Roll your shoulders down and back and come as forward as it feels comfortable for you. And that is totally up to what feels right for you. Now we're gonna swing left hand up to the sky. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, tip it over slightly or a lot to the right side. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, plant the left hand on the ground. Now keep that right hand on the right thigh. As you exhale, we're going to twist open towards the right side. Now you have the option here. You can press as firmly as you want, right hand into the thigh, or lift the right hand up towards the ceiling. Option to circle out the shoulders there. And just breathe. Giving yourself one more breath. And then releasing the right hand down to the mat. We're going to tuck the left toes, lifting the knee off of the mat. You might want to bring right hand inside of the foot. Yeah, lift your hips up and then step back into your plank. Using our plank here, you can always drop down onto knees, right? Totally an option, or you can keep those knees lifted. Just shifting forwards, backwards a little bit. Let the head, neck, shoulders release. Tuck deeply into the pelvis. Now, we are going to release our knees down for the first time. Take a deep breath in, knees down. Exhale, high plank, lower down all the way. Once we're down, anchor those glutes, squeeze them. Inhale, head, shoulders lift up. Baby cobra, slide shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, release down. Inhale, press up, tabletop position. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, press yourself up, tabletop, tuck toes down, dog. Take 2 breaths right here. And one more breath. You're going to take that left leg, reach it up to the sky. Inhale. On your exhale, step it towards the front of your mat. Notice how you land it. And then we'll release the right knee down to the mat. We're going to find that little mini flow right here. So a deep breath in. On your exhale, lengthen the front leg. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, press back. One more time. Full range of motion. Inhale, forward, opening up the chest. And exhale, lengthening the front leg. And when I say lengthen, it doesn't ever have to be fully straight. You never have to have a hard flex of the foot. Wiggle the toes. Draw, if you can, the left hip back, right hip forward. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders. Now on your next inhale, we're going to drop left foot down. And we're going to come up, forward, allowing for our hands to stack on top of our left knee. See what that feels like. Goldilocks it until it feels just right. Now when you're ready, sweep right hand up to the sky. Inhale. And on your exhale, tip over to the left side. On your inhale, torso comes up. Exhale, we're going to plant the right hand down on the ground or on a block. On your exhale, we're going to twist open to our left side, pressing firmly left palm of the hand into the left thigh. Looking up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for you, maybe encouraging the hips to sink down lower. As an option, you can extend, if you want, left hand up to the sky or circle it out. Maybe circling out the wrists. Giving yourself one more breath. On your next inhale, releasing that left hand down to the ground and bringing it inside of the left foot. Tucking the right toe and lifting that knee off of the mat. Step back into your plank. You can always choose to come down onto your knees if you want, or shift forward. Inhale, exhale, high plank, either all the way down or halfway down. Inhale either to your upward facing dog or your baby cobra. And then exhale, we'll find ourselves into our down dog. Do tabletop or not, dealer's choice. Take a deep breath in and out. Now open up your feet to the back of your mat. We're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. Once we've done that, we're going to sink our hips down, coming into like a little malasana for a second. And we're going to have a moving malasana. So bring your hands forward and just kind of shift into the hands and back. So those heels lift. And you can bring your hands or your elbows to the backs, your inside of your knees to the back of the elbows. That's it. Body parts. And what we're going to try to do, hands go forward. We come forward, drop, and then inch the feet forward. Yeah, and see what happens. Forward, inch those feet forward. Forward, inch the feet forward. And let's inch to the front of the mat. Yeah, beautiful. We're just getting used to the pressure on the backs of the arms, but also just weight on the wrists. And it's playful. So once we're towards the front of our mat, we're then going to start to lift those hips up, coming into our forward fold. Elbows can come towards the thighs, shaking out the head, yes and no. Or you can come into more of a ragdoll position, grabbing onto opposite elbows, letting the torso rock side to side. Taking a deep breath in and out. We're going to bend those knees, rolling up to standing on your inhale, circling, sweeping those arms up. And exhale, hands are going to come to our heart space. Release the hands down. On your inhale, we're going to do a small little circle with our hands. It gets to about eye level. And then we're going to press that energy down on the exhale. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, palms up. And exhale, about eye level, we push down. And 1 more time. Inhale, circle, and press down. Hands are going to reach up towards the ceiling. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, stand up tall. And exhale, chair. Just a few more times. So as we're doing this, as we're finding this little moving squat to standing position, what does your body actually do? So notice how those hips pull back. Knees don't go beyond the toes. Where is the weight being distributed within your feet? To the heels. If it's going to the toes, then see if you can pull back, especially when you're in that lowest position. We're going to go just for about 5 more seconds, however many times you get in on that 5 seconds. It's totally up to you. And the last time, which is going to be this time, we're going to sink down and hold it. Now we're going to let our elbows come down to our ribs, just so that they're kind of shadowing right here. And then we're going to lift our elbows up to the sides and then pull them down with energy. So we lift them up and pull them down. So it's almost like we have this breathing box right in front of us, and we're trying to squeeze that. And we're going to go just for 3 more times. Sink down lower if you can in your chair. Draw those abs in just a little bit more. And last time. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up, and exhale, hinge down through the center, forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins and come into a halfway lift. Flattening the back, crown of the head is reaching away from the hips. So maybe you bring your hands up higher to knees. See what that feels like. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. On your exhale, release down. Inhale, we're going to step that left foot to the back of our mat. And then we're going to take our hands and reach them back by our hips. When you're ready, start to lift the torso up off of that right thigh. Take a deep breath in and out. One more. Make sure that front knee is stacked over the ankle, and exhale. Now on your exhale, draw those abs in. Torso comes up, crescent lunge. On your exhale, we're going to twist open to the right side. Inhale, we're going to come back to center. And then exhale, warrior two. So we can adjust our feet as much as you need to. So maybe you shimmy feet in, out, side to side. We're going to take those arms, sweep them up to the sky. Inhale, straightening the front leg, and exhale, open it up. One more time. Inhale, sweep up, and exhale, open it up. Now stay down low right here. Bend into that right knee, stack it. We're going to reach to the front. Now stay with that generous hip hinge, then reverse. Yeah. So it should feel slightly different than when we just reverse it. Now I want you to take all of your breath, bring it right into the whole right side of the body. Deep breath in and out. Now relax your toes. I see lots of clenched toes. What are they doing? Holding on for dear life. Yep. Inhale, come on back to our warrior two. Now drop right hand down to the thigh. Start to circle out the left shoulder, bending and straightening the right knee. Just give some movement right here. Notice what it feels like to twist. Maybe you're reaching behind you and at an angle. Now, the next time you have that right knee bent, draw right hand inside, and you can bring your left hand to the hip or even to a half bind. Yeah, I might go in the same direction as you. So here, right hand inside, lean back into that left shoulder. Yeah, can you get that left shoulder back a little bit? Yeah, I know, it's a funky position. Now lift the corners of your mouth. I can't see what you're doing, so I trust. And isn't that what life is about? It's trust. We're trusting our own bodies. We're trusting the world around us. Now, draw your abs in. Inhale, torso comes up, warrior two. We're going to come into Ardha Chandrasana next. So if you have a block or support or a water bottle, we're going to use that, maybe putting it in front of that right foot, about a foot or so. As we shift into that right foot, start to stack the left hip. And you can always play around with bending and straightening the left knee or the right knee. Beautiful. Yeah. Now, to find balance, Care Bear stare at something on the ground. An unmoving spot. And if it's moving, that means we have to do a lot of work in the house. And then if you feel wild and crazy, maybe the gaze goes to the side. If you feel like you're in for something, look up. And be okay if we fall out. Take one more breath. And out. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly bend that right knee and plant left foot to the back of the mat. And then straighten the right leg and dial the toes to the left side, hands to hips. Deep breath in, broaden the chest, soften the jaw. On your exhale, hinge forward, wide-legged forward fold. Now, you could even play around with bringing those hands forward, shifting into the toes and pulling back. So the same thing we kind of did with that little like hint of crow, the essence of crow, you can do here. Or if you want to do side-to-side lunges, that can also be a wonderful thing for you to do. It's important for you just to listen to the body, to listen to what your body needs. Maybe you want to do side lunges, or maybe you want stillness. Fingers crossed, Gloria. Fingers crossed. Shake out the head yes and no. I love that. We have twists over here. And what's beautiful is I see each one of you. Each one of you is different. You're expressing something so completely different, and that's the beauty of this practice. We're here together in community, safe. Give yourself one more breath. And out. Now bend those knees. Roll up to standing. Let the right foot face the front of your mat. Now, we're going to bend that right knee, and we're going to sweep that left ankle on top of the right thigh. In 1, 2, or 15 steps. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So you might stay here and be like, okay, I got it here. This is it. Or you can start to play around with pressing those hips back. Press the hips back. Chest comes forward towards the shin. And then more you press back into the hips, then start to bend the right knee. And you can use whatever kind of props that you might need. So a wall, one of my favorite props, the wall. Give yourself one more breath. And out. Slowly come on up. Now unhook the foot and lift the knee. So we're taking that left knee, bringing it up. See if you can take away the excess pressure from that right foot and find the strength within there. Now when you're ready, you can hook your right hand to the left leg and twist open towards that left side. All right, inhale, come on forward. Exhale, drop the foot down, circle out your ankles, circle out your neck. Notice how when we do something hard in one body part, your neck is like, and I'm here. Didn't this help? No. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, chair. Inhale up. And exhale, chair. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Now you can do those arm sweeps. Or if you want, you could do those little chicken wings and start to go a little faster. This is not a one size fits all, meaning we make it work for us. And we're gonna do it for 30 more seconds. I'll stay honest. I can look at my own watch. I don't even need to walk away. So go at the speed, maybe slow, maybe fast. Listen, all you have is 20 seconds more, and we can do anything for 20 seconds, right? Maybe you want a couple fast ones, and then maybe you want to end with slow. We have 10 seconds left. How about that? I'm staying very true to this. For 3, 2, 1. Sink down when you're ready. Pause. Now tuck that pelvis. Draw those abs in. Lift your corners of your mouth. Why not? It changes everything. Am I right, Lynn? It does, right? All of a sudden you're like, okay, all right. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up, squeeze those quads, squeeze those glutes. Exhale, hinge down, forward fold. Shake out the head, yes and no. Shimmy in the hips. You can also bend and straighten the legs as much as you need to. Take one more breath. And out. Bring your hands to your shins. Come into a halfway lifted position. Flattening the back. Notice what happens within the body. So chest is pressing down to the mat. Exhale, release down. We are going to take our right foot, step it to the back of the mat, coming into our lunge. Arms sweep back. 1. Torso comes up. 2. We stay here. 3. Make sure that front knee is bent. Spread out the toes. Draw shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze those feet into each other. On your next inhale, crescent lunge, torso comes up. Broaden the chest, but don't lose your form. Yeah, on your exhale, twist open to the left side. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, open, warrior 2. So we have our left knee bent, stacked over the ankle, left toes facing the front of the mat. Look at your form. What's happening within your body? Is it a choice, or is it the only decision we make? So don't be afraid. We're never stuck in concrete. We're going to do 2 of those jumping jacks. On your inhale, stand up tall, arms up. And exhale, open it up. One more time, inhale, reach up. And exhale. Good, pause here. We're going to hip hinge right here. Reach, reach, reach as far as we can to the left side. Now, keep the bottom half of our body like this. Sweep left hand up. It should feel different in this reverse warrior. See if you can bend that left knee a little bit more. What happens with us when we face this challenge? Maybe the answer is we back off. That's okay. Maybe the answer is we plunge deeper. That's also okay. Now, on your next inhale, we're going to spiral those hands open to our warrior 2. And then we're going to plant left hand down on the knee and just take this time to bend and straighten that left leg as you circle the arms open, going in either direction. Yeah. Do we stop breathing when we start moving? Yeah? Me too. Me too. And that's when we need it the most. That's why our platform, that's why we base it on this. Now, the next time you have that left knee bent, you're going to take that left elbow, drop it down, and you can take your right hand, bring it to your hip. As you lean into your extended side angle, maybe you find a half bind. Maybe you Karina-rize it, and you find your full bind. Either way, how are you expressing this position? Yeah. Is this where you want to be? Can we find happiness with being where we are for today? Yes, yes, yes. Take one more breath. Now on your next inhale, we're going to use our obliques. Torso comes up. Beautiful. We're going to find our Ardha Chandrasana. So grab your block, grab your coffee, grab your water bottle, and we're going to shift into that left foot. Drop the prop down in front, and then stack the right hip. Or stick your head into a mirror. Either way, there's no such thing as cheating in yoga. I'll tell you that. Because what did I say? Time spent with yourself is never wasted. Gaze down. Gaze to the side. Gaze up. What do you choose? What do you choose for today? Success isn't holding it the whole time. Success is just meeting ourselves where we are. Take one more breath. Now to come out of this, bend that left knee a lot and softly plant right foot to the back of your mat. Straighten the left leg and dial your toes to the right side. 5-pointed stars, arms open, or hands to hips, broaden the chest. Exhale, hinge forward, lead with the heart, lower down. Head, neck, shoulders, shake out the head, yes, no. Now this is our second time coming into the side, or the opposite side, our second time coming into this posture. Notice how it's different than the first time. When we take away the idea of expectation, there's no winning or losing, there's just being. We become very curious about self. How does the body move? How does it react? Give yourself 3 more breaths. Maybe you want to bring those hands forward and do what we did, that shift forwards and backwards. Notice how when you shift forward, there's a deep tucking in of the core. One more breath. Now, I'll make it easier on this side. Just more accessible, I'll say. Toe heel the feet together once or twice, and then bend those knees, roll to come up. Now, as we come up, dial your left toe to the front of your mat, left toes. Now, we're gonna shift the weight to that left foot and sweep the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Yeah, now hip hinge, torso forward. Hip hinge. Bend that left knee. We're finding our standing figure 4. And where you want to go to it is a beautiful place. Yeah. Yeah, there's no one to impress. Not me. I care not. I'm in my own bubble. I have enough of my own stuff to worry about, as does everyone else. So slowly press to come up. We're going to swing right knee forward, roll the shoulders down and back, pause here. Now maybe this is it. Maybe you're like, done. Or you can take that left hand, bring it to the outside of the right knee, and twist open to the right side. Strengthen our ankle and in our foot. Come back to center. Not always pleasant, always important. Release the foot down, shake it out. Roll those shoulders. Sometimes, unfortunately, doing those small little things can have such a great improvement on our range of motion, on our stability. So when we're frolicking this summer in rivers without shoes on, right? That's what we're going to do together. We are going to have that control when we're hiking mountains, when we're running outside, when we're chasing family members, playing tag. It's a different world. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. And exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And exhale, hands to the earth. Step your feet to the back of your mat, plank. Shift forward, inhale, exhale, high plank to low plank. Halfway down or all the way down, flip the feet. Inhale either to your upward facing dog or cobra. Press the chest forward, open it up. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, take that right leg, reach it up. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Sweep those arms up. We're going to move just a little faster. See what that feels like. Exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Oh, sorry, you did do it right. Open up, warrior 2. There's my B. Inhale, straight up, straighten that front leg. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flip right hand up to the sky. And exhale, right elbow down, left arm reaches forward. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, spiral, hands down to the front of the mat. Step that right foot back to meet the left plank. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze those quads. Exhale, high plank to low plank, all the way down, halfway down, you choose. Inhale to up dog or baby cobra. And then exhale to your down dog. Inhale, take that left leg, reach it up to the sky. And exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Sweep those arms up. I'll get my rights and lefts right this time. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, come on back to center. And exhale, open it up. Warrior two. Yeah. Inhale, arms straight up. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, left arm reaches up, reverse. And exhale, extended side angle, left elbow down, right arm stretches forward. Inhale, torso comes up, warrior two. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat, step that left foot back. Shift forward, plank. Exhale, high plank, low plank. Flip the feet, inhale, up dog or cobra. Dealer's choice. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Bend those knees and slowly walk hands back towards the feet. Open up the feet nice and wide. Sink those hips down. This is the second time we've come into this little modified E position. Shift forward and see if you can do those little hops to the front or stay where you are. And you can even practice going back. See if you can slow it down. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And it kind of feels like play. We'll meet to the front of our mat. And we'll find malasana. So you might sit on a block. Bring those elbows inside of the knees. Relax shoulders away from the ears. Even letting the head move from side to side. And if heels don't touch, maybe open up the feet wider or bring them in closer. Just test it out. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, we're going to slowly bring our hips down to the ground. And we're going to extend those legs forward. You can remove some of the cushioning from underneath our furniture by just shifting, and hands are going to go by our hips. Roll the shoulders down and back, and I want you to flex your feet here. Seated staff position, Dandasana. Not an easy position, but we're going to do it. And we're going to add movement to it because it's Tuesday, right? So shift the weight into the left leg. Keep your body upright and lift that right foot up. Oh, mine's tremoring. Is yours? Yeah, okay, great. Let's put it down. And then let's lift up the left. So notice what happens, and I feel it in myself too. Release it down. Keep rolling to the front of your sits bones and then lift. If you lean back, it's going to make it easier. And sometimes the hardest things in life have the biggest benefit. Sometimes it doesn't. But this case, we're working on form. Drop it down. We'll lift up the left. So see if you can keep that body as upright. And we're not going for height. We're not going for rockets. 1 inch. 1 inch. So hip flexors, quads, core. See if you can draw those legs in. Maybe they go a little faster. Maybe faster feels better. Maybe hands by your hips. If you need a little bit more attention, hands can go back, but I don't want rounding. Just for the next 10 seconds, and I'll stay true. We're breathing, and we're smiling. What else would you want to do on a Tuesday morning for 3, 2, don't answer that. Last one. Bend those knees, hands behind the back. Drop your knees over to the right. Yeah, lift them up and drop them over to the left. Now lift those knees up. Hands can either come to the front or they can hook behind. We're going to start to lean back. So as we lean back, you might bring those heels down onto the ground. You might just pause. You might pause right here. Now, imagine you're laying on a beach chair, right? We're at the beach. If you don't like the beach, you can lay on your Adirondack somewhere else. Now, you might lift up one foot. Maybe you shift back. Maybe you lift up the other foot. Maybe you're just like, okay, this feels fine. Or maybe you extend one arm. Maybe you extend the other arm. Maybe you're like, this feels fine. Maybe you straighten those legs. Maybe you bend those knees. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to bend. I'm going to hold. I need it for today. What do you need? Press your chest forward. Take a deep breath in. And out. Now we're going to slowly drop the heels down. Knees open and hinge forward. Yeah. Take deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. Now we're going to slowly come on up. As we come up, let those knees lift. Hands now are going to go behind the back with the palms down. Fingertips are facing into the glutes. Be kind, okay? And then lift your hips up. Hips will lift up, inch or two. We're not going into a full tabletop position, so there's a hinge coming from the hips. Now from here, bend your elbows, just the elbows, and then we're going to straighten them. And then we bend those elbows back, and we straighten, and we bend, and we straighten. Keep going. Can you get your flip your hands so that the fingertips are coming in? Yeah, it's going to feel better on the wrists. Does that feel better for you? Yeah, okay, good. Good. Yeah, keep going. I'm going to go by time now that you know what you're doing. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So maybe you decide to go a little faster. These might remind you of, I don't know, something like a dip. But they're good for the backs of the arms, and you're already halfway through, so you might as well go for the last bit of it. Elbows pull back, press up. When you get to the top, press into those hands, squeeze up. All you have, 7 seconds left. Now it's only 5. That's amazing how time works. 3, 2, 1. Now drop down, cross the ankles, right hand up to the sky, pat yourself on your upper back for a job well done. Now stay here or use the left hand, grab onto the elbow. Yeah, or full bind. You do you, booze. And if you want to just slightly tip over to the left side, that might feel really good for your lats, the outside of your shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. We'll come on up, release slowly, right hand down, move the head, the neck, the shoulders, and we'll do the other side. Left hand will sweep up to the sky, pat yourself on the upper back, full bind, or use that right hand, grab onto the elbow, and maybe just tipping slightly over to the right side. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, come on up. Releasing those hands down. Knees will lift. Arms extend forward. Roll slowly onto your back. Yeah, coming down as slowly. And so once we're here, it might just be Karina right now who's in the picture. Yeah, you're good. Lay on your back. Yeah, once you lay on your back, hug those knees into the chest. Roll a little bit side to side. Yeah, circle at those ankles. Those suckers do a lot for us all day long. And then from here, release the knees. Bring your hands behind the back of the head. Let the elbows splay open. We're going to do just a hint of core work right here. So, head, shoulders lift on the inhale. I want you to extend the left leg to the front of your mat with it lifted off of the mat. On your exhale, left shoulder comes up to meet the right knee. On your inhale, bend the left knee, torso comes to neutral. Exhale, extend the right leg, right shoulder to the left knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to twist. Each time you come back to center right here, I want you to press that lower back into the mat as you twist. Think about shoulder, not elbow, coming towards the knee. So it's an up, higher, higher. Twist, deeper, deeper. Good. We're going to go one more time per side. After this one, we should be back in the original side. Last one, coming on up. Or make it even. Hug back into center. Squeeze those knees in. Rock side to side. Bicycle crunches are fun. Maybe you've given them a different label. Journey of self isn't always an easy one, but I promise you it's very gratifying. Okay, so we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to go by time. Are you ready to make magic happen? And I'm not going to tell you how long, but let's get into the position. And here we go. So maybe you do these bicycle crunches faster. Maybe you go slower. But the point is, you're owning what it is that you're doing. So we're twisting, curling, twisting, relaxing the jaw, moving, moving, moving. Yeah, and maybe you're going at one tempo. Maybe you want to try a different tempo. Maybe you go as slow as you can go. Maybe you go as fast as you can go. We have 15 more seconds, which means stillness can be in it for you. Or maybe you come back into it for your last 10 seconds. It's all good. It's all good. There's no winning. There's no losing. There's just strengthening and meeting yourself where you are. You have 5 seconds left. 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees into your chest. Squeeze them. You love them. None of this is ever punishment. We do that from the beginning. This is because we love ourselves. Yeah, you can let those knees rock side to side. You can find any kind of release. We've done a lot with hip flexors today, with hips. Maybe you want to take a moment to draw the knees over to the right or over to the left to loosen whatever there is to loosen. And we're going to come back to center, letting those knees lift up. Now you can grab a block here if you want to come into a supported shoulder stand. A block is a beautiful thing to have handy. If you want to come into a full shoulder stand or just keeping those hips on the ground, that's also an option. So what we're going to do is we're going to first find some bridges, okay? So hands by your hips, Palms down. I just want you to have that block handy if you're ready with it. And then we're gonna press into those heels, lift the hips up towards the sky. Lift your toes, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. On your exhale, curl through the spine to release down. And we're gonna go for 2 more times of that. Lift up and releasing down. Noticing how much energy and effort you add into this. So if you're using a block, once your hips are up, you might just scooch that block underneath your sacrum, drop the hips down, and lift your feet up to the sky. If you're doing it without a block, maybe you drop your hips down and just lift your feet up, and you can put your feet against a wall. Or if you're doing full shoulder stand, what we're gonna do, keep those elbows close in, hug those knees into the chest, feet go up, hands go to the lower back, and you can even play around with like moving the legs around. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I move my legs around, it makes me feel like I'm like a synchronized swimmer. I don't know why, but I'm like, look at me. I also love to look up and see my legs from a different perspective. They're strong. They get us from point A to point B. Sometimes offering that little bit of gratitude is a beautiful thing. Take one more deep breath in and out. Now we can slowly descend. So if you're descending from full shoulder stand, you can kind of leverage those legs as you slowly release the back onto the ground. If you're coming from the supported one, just remove the block and then lower hips down. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop those knees over to the right side, finding any kind of twist that supports the body for today. And just letting your eyes maybe close or having like a really soft focus. And when you're ready, letting the knees lift, and we'll drop them to the opposite side. And as we drop them to the opposite side, maybe the gaze looks over to the right side. And we can just focus in on these really soft fluctuations that can happen. How the body adjusts, shifts, moves. Maybe how we move with it or against it. And then slowly letting our knees lift up one at a time or both together. And you can find, if you want, a happy baby. Maybe grabbing onto the soles of the feet if that feels right for you. Rocking, straightening one leg and then the other. And then when you're ready, we can release our body into our Shavasana. And maybe as you come into Shavasana, you fully accept softening, or maybe you want a moment to squeeze everything. Squeeze the face, squeeze the wrists, squeeze the ankles, and then soften. Soften the lips, the jaw. There is peace here, where the river widens to meet the sea. The rapids are past. The boulders and the rocky places at last give way to a broad and sweeping current, flowing slowly into vastness. The river moves silently, tastes the salty tide that marks its demise, and slips without a backwards glance into the ocean's infinite embrace. Estuary by Donna Falds. And slowly take a deep breath in and let it go through the nose. And continue to fill the body with breath as you slowly make some movements, or stay as you are if you choose. And you can take your time as you roll over onto one side or the other to come into a fetal position. Just feeling the support, the ground, your body, your breath. And gently using that top hand to come up to seated. And either bringing hands onto the heart space, or one onto the heart and the other one onto the belly. And maybe even a gentle rocking within the body, this nurturing, softening from our nervous system. May we find moments to fill our body with breath. May we find time to pause, to breathe, and to just be. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope the practice resonated with you for today. All that I am bows so deeply to all that is within you. Namaste.